Well, you guys voted for it. This was our first post, and we can't even believe we got one vote. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up now and get to it.
I can describe all three of them.
Bimba dagli occhi vieni da Maria.
In 1985, the universe was like, you want rad? Oh, I'll give you rad. And dumped a glitter bomb of movies, music, mullets, and pure chaotic genius right onto planet Earth. Biff Tannen's been punching people way before Back to the Future hit theaters and reprogrammed our brains. You weren't cool unless you wished your car could time travel. Your best friend was a disgraced nuclear physicist.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
And your mom almost dated you. This movie had DeLoreans and its soundtrack so hot it burned itself into history. Then you'd get on your bike and into Pee-wee's Big Adventure. A film that made you wonder if you needed a talking bike, a dance routine in cowboy boots, and a deep, irrational fear of clowns in your life. And if you were smart, you'd be called a real genius.
Laser on.
Which taught us being a socially awkward nerd could be heroic, especially if you could rig your laser project to turn your professor's house into a giant Jiffy Pop. And if you didn't like popcorn, you could hang out with the Breakfast Club. That was therapy for teens in detention. Like someone shoved every high school stereotype into one room and then gave them a mixtape and shared drama. And that ending fist pump, iconic. I still do it after finding a good parking spot. TV in 1985, certified elite. You had MacGyver, who could disarm a bomb with a paper clip, a stick of gum, and a solid mustache. Growing Pains showed us that family drama is way more tolerable if everyone's attractive and there's a laugh track. And don't even pretend you didn't yell
ThunderCats!
while swinging a broomstick around the living room. Meanwhile, Gummy Bears had you fully convinced that drinking glowing juice could give you superpowers. And I'm still mad Hi-C never pulled that off. The music was pure electricity. Simple Minds dropped Don't You Forget About Me, and basically hijacked everyone's emotions for the rest of time. You can't hear that song and not picture Judd Nelson walking across the football field in slow motion. It's scientifically impossible. Then there's Starships We Built This City, which somehow made building metaphorical infrastructure sound like the most rebellious neon-lit act of the decade. Nobody knew what it meant. Nobody cared, but we blasted it from boomboxes like it meant something. And in a way, it did. 1985 also brought the heat when it comes to toys. Teddy Ruxpin was your best friend and low-key the creepiest animatronic creature to ever read you a bedtime story. His dead-eye stare said, I love you, but also, I know where you sleep at night, man. And then there was G.I. Joe, action figures that taught kids military strategy, questionable fashion choices, and how to yell, Yo, Joe, before diving into a sandbox war zone. If your childhood didn't include a G.I. Joe parachuting off your roof using a grocery bag, I'm sorry, you were doing it wrong. And no one hits balls harder in 1985 than Pete Rose, which became the hit king, smashing the all-time hits record like it owed him money. Baseball was still pure. Mullets were flying, mustaches were legal, and nobody heard of the word analytics yet. It was beautiful. And the overall feeling of 1985? It was like living inside a mixtape. Bright colors, weird cars, and big dreams. The Cold War was still looming, but nobody cared. We had Cabbage Patch Kids, cassette players, and the ability to rewind any screw-up with a pencil. People rode bikes with plastic streamers and baseball cards in the spokes. We watched TV when it aired, and it felt like the future was something you could actually see. If you just squinted at the horizon long enough or stared at the back of a cereal box. 1985 didn't ask to be cool, it forced you to be. Whether you were quoting Doc Brown, screaming along with Lionel Richie, or burning your tongue on a Hot Pocket while watching reruns of MacGyver, you were alive in a way that just hit different. So yeah, don't ask if 1985 was the best year ever. Just cue up the synths, pop in a VHS tape, and say it with your chest.
ThunderCats!